guys are awesome. Thanks for coming on. So, we're all in quarantine, and man, what has happened? What are we doing? What is going on, guys? There's so much time, yet there's no time. This morning I woke up, I had a nightmare. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. I thought it was Monday, and I thought I was late for my meeting on the radio. I have a radio show at 10 o'clock in the morning. So, and I'm like, my heart was like up here. I was like, what is going on? I'm late. I gotta go. I gotta rush. And then I realized that it's still Sunday and that I had nowhere to go. I can't go anywhere. We're in quarantine. But this is how used to we are to anxiety, how used to we are to having everything outside of ourselves control everything inside of ourselves. So I said, how is this possible that I'm freaking out about a late meeting because I woke up at 9 instead of 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning? And how, so much is happening, yet my subconscious is still reminding me about the urgency of waking up, the urgency of going on the radio on a Sunday instead of a Monday. So these are all things that are playing out, and I'm like, wow, this is, that was a big moment of a personal awareness where I said, what just happened, and how did I let something outside of myself control me? So just, what? I'm an artist, so I'm very used to staying at home and working on my art and, dreaming, living in the bubble. That's what, so if you are an artist, you will know what I'm talking about. I am used to living in my bubble. I am used to living in happy endings. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. Neither happy endings, neither bubblehead, neither being a creative genius, like many of you here are. And the most important part is about how willing are you to accept your crazy part, like me, bubblehead, crazy with my flower, eccentric, over the top. And I'm like, you know what? This is normal for somebody who's an artist, but at the same time, obviously things are not the same. I'm not saying they are. We've got people in the front lines. We've got so many of us who do not have a job. So I'm not taking anything away from that. Yet I'm looking at everything and I'm like, you know what? My internal validation, my internal self-worth is not related to what's happening outside of myself. I cannot control the government. I cannot control how quickly this virus pandemic spreads, or what else happens with it, right? My job is not to control the outside. My job is to focus on myself, keeping everybody else around me safe, keeping myself safe and healthy, staying home. Staying home, I'm on my sofa. By the way, this is a healing corner, so you will see a lot of videos in this corner. I have a few special corners that I really connect with, and we all have spiritual corners at our home. People who are from India, हमारे यहाँ पे वास्तु होता है ना, वैसा ही है. So I follow the Chinese and the Japanese principles. So I have vastu corners around my home, or healing corners around my home. They're called bagwas. So if you guys find yourself just climbing the walls and you're like, I don't know what to do. How many times am I going to masturbate, right? Like, really? Who are we going to have sex with? Really? Well, I'm single and maybe you're not, but whatever that is. So if you find yourself in fear, climbing the walls, confused, uncertain, well, you know what? This is the perfect time to go inside and to reflect within, because self-awareness is the original sexy. Yeah, that's what's sexy. Having all this acceptance, this knowledge about who you are, what your gifts are, what is that part of you that you don't like, but it's still a part of you, so it's not your enemy. So knowing who you are, connecting to your inner power, your inner divinity, your spiritual purpose. Like so many of you are messaging me like, I don't know what to do. Everything's the same. I'm at home, but I don't have access to alcohol. I don't have access to going out. I don't know how to. I'm freaking out, and people are telling me that my job that I really enjoyed 2 weeks ago, I don't like my job anymore because it's not fulfilling me anymore. I'm sitting on my kitchen table and I'm just doing the same thing, and it's like, this is the time. So if you find yourself kind of reflecting, and maybe you don't, and that's okay as well, there's no judgment, right? And that's the part of being sexy and brilliant, that there is no judgment. My way is not better than your way, and your way is not worse than my way or better than my way. Everything just is. Everything is like equal. Everything has another part to it. So for somebody, wearing a flower is the craziest thing, but for me, it's my normal. So this is what we have to do. Acceptance of this very moment, acceptance of ourselves. And I talk about radical self-acceptance, and I'll give you an example, and this is very personal, and Team Devina doesn't approve of this. They hate me going on camera without makeup on. They're like, no makeup, no good clothes, you're not going on camera. And I'm like, oh, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating to listen to them. They're my team. I pay them to tell them, give me advice, right? So I listen to them. But you know what? We're on day like 710 of quarantine, and I'm like, oh man, F it. I'm going to do what I have to do to function. And I function when I'm being my authentic self. I function having fun through COVID-19. I mean, who would have thought that you can have fun through COVID-19? But you know what? This is how we have to look at it. Like, we got to keep our highs always highs, and to be at the high level, right? Again, coming back to that self-awareness is the original sexy. So, just like being connected to that power that we have within ourselves. And yeah, so the highs are always highs, and any lows that I have, and I have my lows, and I share about my lows. Like, I have a recent post on Instagram that says that I'm sad and I'm feeling emotional, and that was a low. That was a low because of everything else that was happening. COVID, of course, the fear, the everything. So we all go through those emotions. I'm human. I have emotions, but it's that awareness of those moments where there's fear, there's anxiety, and then you look at that and you're like, oh, hello, fear. Welcome, come to mama. Come to mama. Come on, baby, come on. So, it's an acceptance of each moment, acceptance of those highs, very highs, oh my goodness, highs. And then dealing with the lows so that we come back to our highs. And this is a high for me, right? And this is my normal, actually. I'm not a high. This is my normal. So I'm just like eccentric, like I mentioned early on. So this is what it is. It's just having practicing awareness of this moment, because you cannot change what is happening outside, but you can change how we deal with them, how we deal with ourselves, and as a consequence of everything around us. So yeah, that's Sexy Brilliant 101 on April 5th, day 710 of quarantine. So yeah, who's here? Tell me. And I wanna Bilu's here. Billu. Billu has his Facebook page. Hi, beta. Oh, mera beta. Oh, mera beta. Billu aa gaya. मेरा बिल्लू आ गया छी है ना मम्मा को ला गया छी I'm very allergic to Billu, by the way, but I love him so much, right? And sometimes we don't know why we do certain things. Why do we have a cat when we're allergic to a cat or to cats? And you're like, just like you just are. And in case nobody's had the chance to meet Kalu, the dog. So that's the story. Kalu has a job. You guys know that he has a job and he's doing his job right now. So I miss him. He's okay. He's fine. But I will talk about this some other time. Right, Billu? Right, Billu? You want to hear about Kalu right now? What do you think, Billu? Yesterday I put up a picture of Billu. So many of you made fun of my Billu and called him fat. And Billu's just fat like me. We all eat too much Billu. So that's what's happening here. Allergies, man. Oh yeah, I'm starting to run out of toilet paper. I'm starting to run out of napkins. How are you? What's happening your end? Blue solar water, Honoponopono. Thanks to Tinder. Yeah.